welcome back to Ill Eagle Culture Brand Talks. I am your host, John Ostos, aka Ill Eagle CEO, and as per usual, I'm with my counterpart, Deion Larry, aka We Still Don't Got One.
We had one.
We did.
Yeah, Marshall Johnson had mentioned it's Sweet D is
Sweet.
a good one.
I will never call you Sweet D. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I guess.
I prefer something a little more masculine for you.
I think that only fits.
Yeah, girls can call you Sweet D all they want.
I mean, they already
and
do.
Marshall, I guess.
And Marshall.
they already do.
And Marshall.
Yeah. No, but man, so a lot's happened. It's been a couple weeks. You did a show.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. That went really well for you.
Very fun.
And then, like, everybody got sick.
Everybody.
COVID spread all over the place, and
then a regular cold as well.
Yeah, mild cold in COVID, and then got a real cold and was worse than COVID.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's about as much as I'll say about that part.
Yeah, it was very weird, very weird. But now we're back, and we apologize. Obviously, that's life, though. So
yeah, it'll happen from time to time. But we're back doing it again, and we're gonna pick these up. I think we're 2 weeks out from the last one that we did, so it's not too bad. But
yeah, today I'm 4 weeks post show, so I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm hoping to be able to bring some energy this time.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about how your show went. First of all, it was a great production, again put on by campers.
Yep.
As per usual, and it was a stellar show.
It was very good.
Not a lot of bodybuilding, which is weird.
No.
A weird thing we're seeing right now in the industry is it's kind of a miss.
It's tougher because we're in the Midwest, and also in the not the big Midwest as in Minneapolis, but we're in a smaller town, not even a smaller town, but a smaller area, Fargo, North Dakota, Minnesota, Moorhead. It's just not as prevalent.
It's a smaller demographic than
Yeah.
if you were to do a show in the cities or something like that where there's millions of people. We got a couple 100,000 people
For
here,
sure.
and then the percentage of people that are actually into competitive bodybuilding make it even less attractive to the public, I guess you could say. But overall, good show. People come from all over the place for it, so we don't always have to rely on just who's going to be here locally. People travel from surrounding states and stuff to compete at the show too. So that's a good thing. But you placed well. And go ahead and talk about how you placed and how the show went for you, man.
Yeah, so I competed in obviously classic. I did the open classic and novice classic. Novice classic, I ended up placing second, and in the open classic, I ended up placing third out of, I think there must have been 6 competitors. So a lot better than I had initially expected going into it. Obviously, I did bring the best package that I thought I could.
Best package on stage in all of our unprofessional opinions.
Exactly.
But that's kind of how it goes, I guess, right?
Horrible
judging. No, on our part, maybe.
It's part of the game. I went in knowing that I wasn't going to be as big as somebody. Sure. I knew there was going to be somebody bigger than me. And so the goal for me and Eric Sweeney, who is my coach from PBD Fitness over at Metroflex Gym, our goal was to come in as shredded as possible, and that's what we did. And it's a lot of sacrifice, and that's going to play into what we're talking about today for sure.
And you were probably, if not the one of the most conditioned athletes up there. So my hat's off to you, bro. You killed it. You looked phenomenal, like fucking really good.
Yeah.
Your posing was on point. It was evident that you practiced posing for many months leading up to the show. You had a really good routine. It was just exciting to watch it, not just because you're Deion and you're everybody's dude right now that's on this team, but man, it was fun to watch you do your thing because you did it really fucking well.
It was very enjoyable, enjoyable. I'll be back 2.5 years or so. We'll be back to get it.
Put on some more size or something. Yep. Get crazy with it.
We're coming for a win for sure. No more third place. That's what I keep telling myself.
Good. It's building blocks, man. Yep. You get there.
It's a step.
You got what it takes, bro, and I'm super happy for you. And as your senior, I'm proud of you in that sense. But you did all the fucking work that needed to be done, man. So good job. Fun time, great show as usual. Metroflex H and I did well with our booth and everything at the show, and we just love being a part of the process.
Yeah,
and we love when our people are in the show, especially, and you stepped up and you represented well, man. So thank you for that, and way to go, because you put it to the grind and it showed a little bit.
Yeah, we got plenty of guys. coming up that want to compete as well, that are a part of this team, and we're very excited to see them put on a show too. It's gonna be very interesting. These guys are all hardworking. They're all in my age range, and I feel like we bring each other to a whole nother level, whether we see it as being competitive with each other or not inside of the gym when it comes to training. Yeah. It is competitive, and you can't stop that. And I want to see them succeed so well. So I'm very excited to see them compete in the next 2 years or so too. So
that's awesome. And I guess so from here, it's only right that you become a bodybuilding prep coach now, or
yeah, instantly.
Is that how that works?
Instantly, that's how that.
So you want to talk about your rates and
yeah.
No, man, but good job again. I just wanted to touch base on that and update everybody since we haven't done an episode since your show. It was really good. You're eating good now.
Yes,
you got plenty of cheat meals in and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get 2 a week now, so nice. I mean, the food is relatively pretty regular. We're at about 2,800 calories, and then having 2 cheat meals basically a week to facilitate some growth in the leg area, shoulder area. Those 2 are my weakest points.
And that was judges' feedback.
Judges' feedback actually was not even that bad.
Critical?
Like they literally just said, "You need bigger shoulders," and I said,
"You
okay. do." But for that to be the one thing, I was like, "Oh,
that's good feedback to get."
I just want to be all around bigger, and I know, like, I usually wouldn't even ask for judges' feedback because I know I'm 20 pounds lighter than I should be. You know,
sure.
So that's the thing. Like, shoulders is going to be my main point to work on, and calves and triceps.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, what's your weight at right now? Last question.
I competed at 160, 158 in that range. Right now I'm 175. So up 15 pounds in 4 weeks. Holding a lot of water from all of the extra activities we've had going on. Thanksgiving, my birthday, my girlfriend's birthday, our anniversary. I mean, I'm not going to not celebrate and have a couple drinks, enjoy myself. So,
well, 15 pounds in 4 weeks, that's slow.
Bad. Yeah.
There's guys who do that the day of the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool, man.
So keeping it moving, that's for sure.
Well, to kind of segue right off of that topic, in terms of doing prep and bodybuilding and all that, what we want to talk about today is about being all in versus all out, or half in, half out kind of situation. So, and this it's in general in regards to kind of anything and everything you do, right? Like how you do one thing is how you do everything, is what they say.
Yeah.
You going into the bodybuilding prep and competition, it's definitely an all-in kind of a situation for you. So you have a very familiar understanding of what going all into something means and what it would look like to somebody who's just dabbling or half in, half out, you know? And,
for sure.
And I think that this principle is applicable in every aspect of life, not just bodybuilding, not just, prep or competition.
Yeah.
It's every work, family, relationships, everything. It's literally how you do everything depends on the level of input that you give to something, and the results, the quality of the job done, et cetera, are all based on the amount of input that's there. So if you're all in, you should see some really quality end results and output from whatever it is you're trying to do. So we're going to touch on that a lot because I think that's a really good topic. It's one that you came up with, and I feel like it was based on the show.
Yeah, with our mindsets and how they're changing thus far throughout this year in general. I've noticed, like, these are random things I think of, and I'm like, God, I should ask other people what they think about it. I'm curious, I asked on my story the other day, it was maybe a couple weeks ago, I said, how many people enjoy the difficulties in life that you put yourself through? Like, do you look and thrive to put yourself through bad things or difficult things, which it pertains for me to prep, but I prefer to be in a more difficult situation just because I feel like it's from what you grow out of. You feel more comfortable in that more difficult situation.
And you like challenge.
Yeah.
And pressure creates diamonds, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's what it is people need to embrace the challenges, and they need to welcome everything that comes with whatever it is they're trying to do in terms of challenges and obstacles and things like the difficulty level of certain things that you're trying to get into.
And the main takeaway that I get from it is you need to put yourself through those challenges, because when they're thrown at you, will you be ready for them? That's how I think of it. Like when you get the challenge thrown at you and it's not something you choose to do, are you going to be able to handle it? Because you're not putting yourself through those challenges. So you're
training and getting in preparation for whatever could be thrown at you by deliberately attacking things that you would probably otherwise back down from, or that most people don't do, right? And I mean, what do they say? 1% of people do what you did competitively with their bodies. So you're going straight at it. Yeah. And that creates the man, or builds the character in a person that's trying to develop and reach new levels of growth and skill set and whatnot. And there's no good comes from nothingness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can sit around and wait. And this is kind of plays into this too, because a lot of people talk about manifestation. In fact, what I was thinking on this topic, I was taking notes. I seen someone who's a friend to all of us at the gym. I won't say her name for the sake of just blasting her, but she posts a couple times now where she kind of mocks people, saying manifestation and good vibes and energy and all that stuff. And I'm a huge quantum realm kind of guy. I really believe in manifestation. I believe in energies and the ability to create. I believe vibes are everything, and everything's on a vibrational frequency that we want. It exists out there. However, I get where she's coming from, because it's become extremely cliche for people to talk about manifesting. Because and this ties right in, because people think manifesting is wishful thinking. I want it bad enough, so I'll have it. And it's like, no, that's not really how it fucking works. So you're either all in or you're all out. There's no halfway. There's no such things as halfway crooks, right? Yeah. That's what they say. So like, manifestation's real. I love that she makes fun of it because people use it in a trendy way. People use it just to sound cool. Like they say, oh, vibes, everything's vibes, this, vibes, that, and it's just like,
And then you got spiritually, where people are like, oh, I'm a this.
But it all plays in if you understand it, and then you go all in and do the actual work that's involved, right? So manifesting something isn't just saying, I have such wishful thinking that it's going to come true. If I just think about $1 million, one day I'm going to fucking trip on a bag of money and that's going to be my fucking magic. And it doesn't work that way, because there's a lot of work, right? Once you decide that you want to manifest something, the actual process of manifestation requires a lot more output than wishful thinking. You actually have to do the groundwork to create what you were manifesting. It's the same process of like prayer, right? When people say they want to pray for things, the Bible, God commands you to still go do the work. So like there's a joke I tell people a lot about, and everything's so sensitive. I'm so scared to fucking talk, but blondes, it's a blonde joke, right? This blonde her life's falling apart, and she's praying to God to help her, right? Things are going real bad. She's falling into debt, getting behind on bills. Then all of a sudden she gets laid off from work. And now she's praying to God like, oh my goodness, I just lost my job. Please help me, help me to win the lottery. This could save everything. And, so now she doesn't have a job. She's trying to find a job. She's praying every day to God to help her win the lottery and to help her get a job. But she never goes out to look for a job. Then she loses her car, then she loses her house. She's homeless, sleeping in her car. Then she loses her car because she can't pay the car note. She gets that repoed, and she's just praying. And finally she gets frustrated, and she just says, geez, God, all I'm doing is asking you to help me win the lotto, and I can get myself out of all of this. And then they say the sky parts, the sun beams through the clouds, and then down comes this figure that's supposed to be God. And he goes to her, hey, blonde chick, buy a lotto ticket. Right? And this is the conception that people have about prayer and about manifestation, is they think they can just wishfully think these things or ask the universe to provide and then boom, that's what manifestation is. It's like, no, there's a lot of meditation. There's a lot of getting on a certain frequency. There's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. Like if I want $1 million in my bank account, I have to advance everything that I'm doing. I have to have more than one job probably, or I got to open multiple businesses. I got to find something marketable that I can sell. And then I have to do the groundwork to create that. Like for us, we're creating an all-in situation in our culture at Illegal Culture Brands. So for us, it's an all-in effort. If we're going to build this culture and we're going to become the empire that we want to be and be a multi-$100 million company, which we want to be and we will be, it's going to require the work and the effort to go into this. Yes, the wishful thinking is great. Visualization is great. Meditating is great because you're setting up the universe to respond to the energy and the frequencies that you're putting out. But everything has to match that frequency now.
Yeah.
The way you operate on a daily basis has to match that. You can't have a multi-million-dollar company without a vision for what that company should look like, right? So what you do is you create that vision. What does me and my company look like at $100 million a year company? Well, take that vision and then reverse engineer it and dissect it all the way down to what your day-to-day habits need to be in order to meet and reach that certain goal. Mm-hmm. That would be the process of manifestation. That would be an all-in type of approach. The problem is we're too fucking lazy in this world to go far enough to A, figure that part out, and then B, do the work involved, right? Like taking a bigger picture of what you want out of life or what your end goal should be, and then reverse engineering that, breaking it down to daily steps and daily processes that you have to inhabit and implement on everyone that's part of the process that you're trying to create.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is.
And it's time consuming.
Very.
But anything great is going to work that way, right? And it's all going to be a manifestation. When you hear Floyd Mayweather or anybody talk about they manifested the life they live, they manifested that 50-0 record and all that, like they're not saying, hey, I just thought about it and it happened. No, they went in there and fought. Yeah. They got banged up. They ducked and dodged and swung on other people, and they trained day in and day out and ran hundreds of miles. And that's manifestation. That's an all-in fashion. That's somebody who's not half in and not half out. That's somebody who's all the way the fuck in.
Yeah.
Knows what they wanted, visualized it, meditated, prayed on it all the time, and then went and did all the work involved to achieve whatever said goal or outcome is. That's how it works in the real world for anything, not just manifestation. But that just reminded me of it because I've been mindful of this topic you wanted to talk about the whole time.
Yeah, we've been,
and I'm seeing this girl post this stuff, and you know, at first I wanted to be like, oh man, that's messed up, because I'm super into manifestation and vibes and energy, and she's clowning it, making fun of it with memes. But she's right. She's not making fun of me unless I take it personal. But I don't take it personal because I'm not the people she's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that's just out there bullshitting with it and being like, oh, manifest everything. All you got to do is manifest it. And, ooh, you know, if the vibes are right, and you just got to visualize it and, you know, say your mantras every day. And it's just like, no, yes and no, right? All of that's true. But all of it.
Yeah. And together, there's more. Yeah, you got to do it all.
All of it encompassed is the process of all that. So it's like you say with anything else, you just got to want something bad enough and then do all of the groundwork and then some required to get there. And then keep in mind, everybody else that's trying to do what you're doing, they're putting the same sacrifice forward.
Yeah.
How much more are you willing to endure than what they might be enduring?
Yeah, that's a bad mental trip, because it's
that one extra rep.
Yeah, you'll always feel like you're not working hard enough, because you always think maybe there is someone working harder than me. You know.
And there always is.
And that's all aspects too. Like
in business, in life in general, in work, in school, in competition, in sports, that should be your mindset all the time.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, there's always somebody better than you.
There really is. Working harder, doing more.
I thought I was the best at what I'm doing right now and what I'm creating, but that's because I didn't know who Andy Frisella was back then. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I got a lot of learning to do. But, and it's just the truth. When you have to be super humble and open-minded in an all-in type situation as well, because when you're all in, one of the first steps of being all in is realizing you don't know shit about what it's going to take. So you have to be willing to do everything that might be a possibility, because there's no rule, there's no actual system or step-by-step process to follow. It's an all-encompassing process. If you think it can contribute, try it. It might be the one thing that sets it all on fire, or it might be the one thing that makes it all happen. But you won't know until you try. And as you try and it fails, or maybe contributes, you keep doing it and add more until you nail the fucking process, or until you win, or you get whatever goal you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So it is definitely like a lot involved with being all in. And most people aren't all in. And then when you're around a bunch of people who do go all in, now you're trying to figure out, how can I be all in and then some?
Yeah.
And that's where the real work gets done. That's where the real pain exists. That's where the real stress is. That's where the heart. I mean, this isn't from not trying, bro. All this white shit in my beard. This is literally like, I have 5 kids. You could say it's from my kids, but it's not. I have pretty good kids. This is from my businesses.
Yeah.
Like, this is me putting in the grind. This is me being all in like 60% of the time. Not even 100% of the time, because I haven't been all in 100% of the time. I would never act like I have been.
Yeah, and that's hard.
But I'm trying to achieve that right now, and I will achieve it, or at least I will be working towards making sure everything's 100% every day. Some days I'll come up at 90%. Sometimes I'll hit 100. Sometimes I'll go 120. It just depends on my mindset, my physicality, everything at that moment, right? So for me, the process of making everything right? My health, my physical ability, my visual aesthetic, my personality, my mindset, my stress levels, all these things have to be something I'm willing to work on to become the kind of person that it takes to have $100 million company.
Yeah.
Or better, right? Like I have to make everything match what I want. In most case scenarios, you can't just be this half-ass, do-nothing kind of person and achieve the greatest of the great.
Yeah, you can't just talk about it.
Nah, not at all. And you know this firsthand. I mean, like you competed in your first show. You did really well. You could have got cocky. You could have got an ego and felt yourself and started coaching and prepping people, but you didn't.
I could, yeah.
You said, oh, sweet, that was fun. Now I'm going to take 2 years and make it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't do that. They do back-to-back shows. They do the same show the next year, whatever it may be, because they found a little ground to run with, and then they just kind of play themselves.
Yeah.
Your initial thought process was take a couple years off, put on some size, develop, and it worked.
Yeah.
Because your muscle maturity was different than it was 2 years ago when you stepped on. You were literally, you could tell you were a teen.
Yeah.
This year you were thick, you had full muscle bellies, and you still have a lot more to go, but it was just so much better because you put the time in and you disciplined yourself for 2 whole years going through the process.
Well, the way I like to think of it is like you want to be absorbed in whatever it is so bad. Like those people that want to be a coach, they want to be absorbed in that thing that's going to give them gratitude right then, obviously. But you can't, like, you need, like, if you are in the right state of mind, you need to tell yourself you're not ready. Like sometimes you got to know when to tell yourself you're not ready. Yeah. Like I physically wouldn't have been a successful coach if I would have started 2 years ago. Right now, I wouldn't even have considered myself a bodybuilder when I competed. Like after I competed, like my girlfriend was like, my boyfriend's a bodybuilder. No, I'm not. And I'd tell her, I'd say, don't call me that. That's it. People will look at me and be like, what? He's a bodybuilder?
Why? Why do you say that though? I'm curious.
Being a bodybuilder is about living a certain lifestyle that I was not living. I would consider myself a bodybuilder now.
Okay.
But I was not living that lifestyle. And it means a lot more than just competing once. It's something you do for the majority of the year. Something like I prepped for over half a year this last time. So I mean it wasn't like anything was easy, but I am sticking to the diet still. Like I'm not just eating whatever I wanted to like I did last time, So
like this time you reverse diet and everything coming off the show, you've stayed
doing
on
everything.
Point. Yeah. Okay.
So it's different, and I was really small back then. Like I wasn't actively trying to do something else in bodybuilding. Like now, I literally can't stop thinking about the next 2 years. I can't stop thinking about what am I going to look like in 15 pounds of muscle, And when people
manifest that shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm telling everyone, like, I honestly don't care what anyone says to me. 15 pounds from now in 2 years, 20 pounds from now in 2 years, I'm going to go, and I'm not competing to just play around anymore. Like, this last one was for fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm not disappointed with what happened. But this next one is for all the marbles, and I will be.
You're going for it this time.
This is it. So and I'm starting before I even started prep, but I'm starting now. Like, it's not, I'm starting prep in 2 years. I need to just have fun. No, I'm starting now.
So you're working with Eric Sweeney right now as your coach still.
Yep.
And so do you guys have a game plan to carry you through the next potentially couple years? You have a vision of what you're going to do over the course of time, and
for sure we have those weak parts, and then the goal is to get the calories up as high as we can, obviously push them without spilling over and looking messy, which is what I did before, so getting to that 4,000 calorie mark is obviously our goal, and sitting there for a little bit, marinating, and then seeing where we go from there. But my main priority is obviously keeping my health in check, even though I don't do anything that would make it so that my health would be worse. But eating that amount of food, being just a regular person, is not healthy for anybody. So that is my main priority, is health and being big, both of them. So how can I do it the best way?
Nice.
So that's
the cleanest way to get bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. That's smart, and it's a good demonstration of your efforts to be all in on something, right? It's year round. That's what the bodybuilders who are doing it all in, like you said, they live and die and breathe this shit.
Yeah.
Well, and there's no real off season, because technically they're off season. There's still work being done. There's progress being made. They're just going the opposite direction to add muscle size, not just overall mass.
And sometimes that's the hardest part about it. Like, for some reason, when you get into a prep, and I don't want to make this all about prep because that's not what it is, but when you get into a prep, sometimes you can just get into that mode, and I easily get into that mode where you just do it because you have to, and I can push myself when I'm doing it, but I do it because I know I have to, and I'm paying to do it. I don't mind sacrificing for that reason, but now I'm in the off season. I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
What's holding me to doing it? It just died. Where's the other battery?
Downstairs.
Do you want to pause that one?
You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right. Cut.
Yeah.
Take 2.
We're back. Bathroom break.
So we're not tech guys. And so sometimes the cameras do shit and we have to stop everything and figure it out. And that's just what happened here. We'll just be transparent.
Yep.
Deion fucked it up. So
I did not, but it did. It did.
I think you bumped the camera and it scared it.
Yeah. Actually, just your presence on the camera probably just scared it.
Yeah, they're like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're back again. But we're talking about the all-in stuff. My train of thought's completely gone from what we were talking about. But while the cameras were off, behind the scenes, and with the audience, we don't have an audience here.
Yeah.
Live audience suggested
one day
we should talk more about what being half in looks like, and just kind of around that topic. So let's hit it. Let's talk about half in.
Yeah, I mean, we can all just assume, and obviously we went over it in great depth, I would say, with your example of more spiritually being all in. I feel like that's a really good example, because you can use your spirituality and your vibes and waves that you are assessing to be all in and manifest things. That is a good way to represent what being all in is. So even when you think of the word all in, you think of doing everything, whatever. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. What does it mean to be half in? And when being all in, when you are all in on things, what is that going to do to other aspects of your life? So say, like prep for me, being all in means I have to be half in on other things. And it's sad to say, but I will point it out here and be open and honest. work, obviously, that last month was brutal.
It was rough for you.
It was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think it was the first week of when we dropped the diet below 1,800 calories. Like, I just lost my function in my brain. Like, I just couldn't remember things. Everything had to be written down, or else I wasn't going to remember. I couldn't remember what we talked about 10 minutes ago, you know? And then I had to get talked to. I was asked if I needed help, which obviously, as somebody who likes to do things on their own and can handle things for the majority of the reason, I felt I could do it. And I just needed to step up and really put more effort into something. So with that being said,
that's a great example, though. Yeah. I like that, because you're right. There's half-in has a couple of different aspects to it, right? That, like you said, there's the half-in of when it's just not going to work for you. Going half-in is just not a way to approach anything in a sense.
Yeah.
But when you're going all in on certain things, other things tend to get the half-in approach. Mm-hmm. Something as selfish as bodybuilding, especially as an example, because it is known as one of the most selfish sports in the game, right? Because one individual is the team, necessarily, the guy that's doing all the work and scoring all the points, essentially. So it becomes a very selfish thing to go all in on bodybuilding, because now all you really care about is training, rest, and relaxation, because stress it's a hormone that fucks with bodybuilding. Yeah. Eating your meals and sleeping. Yeah. That's literally all you care about. It's almost all you could capacitate at a certain point, like especially when you get really low calories. There's not much going on upstairs. It you know what I mean? Away, so that there's that half-in point of view from that angle. And then there's just half-in the sense of trying to accomplish and achieve things where going half-in isn't going to get you there, right? Like if you were half-in as a bodybuilder, you're not training as hard, you're not dieting as hard, you're not practicing your posing, all of which at the end result will show themselves, right? Someone who didn't eat their meals accordingly and steps on stage will be very noticeable. Yeah, you'll see. Somebody who didn't train as hard will be noticeable. So there's a number of different identifying factors in terms of somebody who's being half-in versus somebody who's all in. Yeah. For sure. But
you can be half-in. That's the thing. You can be half-in in aspects, and you'll have to be, especially you want to have a business that's worth over $100 million, right?
Yeah. I neglect things.
Exactly.
Outside of business in order to make business my focal point.
Yep.
Right. I can honestly say I'm probably not the most involved and active daddy to my children. I'm a great father, and I'm there for them, and they all know they can call on me and rely on me for anything. But because of how much time, dedication, and focus I want to put into building my business, sometimes my kids don't get as much of me as they should. Same for my marriage, for my relationship, right? We're both all in trying to accomplish something bigger and greater with our businesses. And so sometimes our marriage takes, like, I don't know when the last time I took my wife on a date night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a really important aspect of marriage and relationship, is to commit to those things and not be half-in on them. But we're both kind of doing it. You know what I mean? Because we're both running this company. We're both kind of on the same page. We're more focused on the businesses and surviving the economic, disaster that we're in right now, and supply chain shortage, like everything that you can think of. We're just all in trying to put our hands in everything. Yeah. In a sense, maybe this is where all in isn't always the greatest too, because in my position, at least, me being all in means I'm wearing more hats than I could capacitate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like all in, I would say definitely has limits depending on the industry, genre, or whatever topic it is that you're doing all in with, because it can be detrimental. In the same breath, all in, I think, definitely means that you're half-in on other things in life.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not picking a side here. We're just trying to explain and get it out into the open so people understand, especially with that example of family and relationship.
Yeah. Something takes the back burner, bro. That's just all there is to it. And the back burner is always a smaller burner, typically, right? Yeah. So when something sits on the back burner, they're not getting as much heat as something on the front burner is getting, because the burner's bigger over there and there's more attention. There's more space, so to speak. So I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. But like putting something on the back burner is probably why the term came to be. I bet.
Yeah.
It's you put things on the back burner to slowly heat or to what do they call it? Low cook.
Yeah.
So to speak, right? You're not ignoring it, and it's still valuable and important, and it's still part of the process, right? Like for me, my family taking the back burner to the business, my intentions are good, right? In my mind, I'm like, look, this is for them. I'm building this for my family. I'm trying to create financial stability for my family.
Yeah, you're not just trying to be rich and leave.
Yeah, no, like I'm not trying to abandon my kids, right? So, fuck. Imagine if I was rich. No, but that's not the concept of it. The reality of it is, in my mind and in my heart, I'm doing this for them. I'm all in for them. So it's like they'll understand. In my head, I'm like, they'll understand when they get older and they realize I set us up.
Yeah.
Right. They'll understand when I'm teaching them the ways and how to achieve the things that I was able to achieve in whatever their own rights are,
Yeah.
But they're definitely taking the back burner. But the back burner means they're still of value. They're still important. They still play a key role in your life. You're just not all in on those things because you're all in on something maybe greater. And it's a matter of opinion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Some people would say, well, money's not as important to me as family and this and that's like, that's cool. But like, what kind of a family life will you have if you don't have any money?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not saying you take care of your kids like 50% of what people do. He's talking like, if you take care of your kids 100%, that's maybe his 85%, and that's back burner. It's
right,
not like,
right. Like we probably don't sit down, we don't ever sit down at the dinner table together and eat. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like when my kids say, hey, Dad, I want to play some video games with me. No. Like I used to play video games. I really did. But for the past 10 years, I can't.
Yeah.
I've tried, like especially with my sons, because I want to connect with them because that's all they're into is like gaming and shit, And I've tried to sit down and play Call of Duty, games I used to play when I was a little younger and I was down with even as an adult. Now it's just as I'm playing, I'm so mentally distracted because all I'm thinking about is work. All I'm thinking about is the gym. All I'm thinking about is business. Like that's all I think about. So while I'm playing these games, it takes a couple minutes, bro. I'm like, I can't figure this shit out. I'm done. I got other shit to do. Like that's back burner for me in my situation, right? It's not like they don't ever see me and I neglect them type of shit. If they say I love you, I'm like, I love you too. I'm just like, shut up.
Yep.
I'm busy, or they're talking to me and I'm just like,
I'm on the phone.
It's not like that, but it is in a sense, like there's a lot of, hey guys, because we don't have necessarily offices. We work remotely wherever we're at, or we come up to the studio and work, but otherwise majority of the time it's at home. And when we got to do conference calls, which we do a lot of, it's like, hey, everybody shut the hell up. Don't be pounding upstairs, making noise. We got to go on a conference call. It's a Zoom and it's just like, they're all just like, from time to time, my kids would be like, when they want to like hurt our feelings or like, when we have to reprimand them and they have a fucking smart ass response and they're just like, well, nobody ever pays any attention to me and you guys are always telling us to be quiet because you're on a meeting or do this and you have to take a phone call when you never spend time with us. And it's just like, it's not that true, but I get where it's coming from because it's kind of true. You know what I mean? But my daughter is probably the example I'm using.
I was like,
she's super, I can
tell who that is.
Yeah, she's super dramatic and just overdid with everything, but she's not wrong.
Yeah.
We do that. It's just probably not as bad as she receives it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the same breath, there's people who it's just a matter of opinion. They might say, well, I would never.
Yeah.
And I would never choose, and I'm not choosing money over my family, right? Like people always want to give the impression that being rich is bad and selfish and greedy and that, snobby and, people shouldn't want money and they don't care about money. It's just like, that's cool. And I'm not doing this for the money. And then this might sound cliche, but I'm doing it for the freedom that money provides me.
Yeah.
When you have 5 kids, you can't go on vacations anywhere. It's expensive. It's like a $10,000 trip every shot. You know what I mean? Like I'm able to afford my family the ability to do those things. You know what I mean? We have to drive a bigger vehicle. When you have a family of 7, you can't just buy a Honda, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need a big V. We have a big body Suburban, things like that. Those are expensive. Those are almost $90,000 vehicles stock. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm trying to find the comfort level suitable to my situation. And for me, and in my opinion, based on my experience, my comfort level is great financial wealth because I have a lot of people depending on me. I come from poverty. I come from hardship. I have not just my personal, my kids and wife, but my immediate family, brothers, sisters, mom, people. I have people I want to look out for and take care of that never had things either.
Yeah.
I'm breaking that generational curse in my family, so I'm responsible for a lot more than just that. So all those people in essence are taking the back burner, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to create. And when I'm done creating, then I'll make them the focus of everything, because I'll have everything I need in place to put it all into them. Yeah. Could there come a time when it's too late? And yes, all that's a factor, but I don't like to live in fear. I like to live in possibility. And so being all in and having to put things on the back burner is a very strategic decision-making process.
Yeah. And
right?
I mean,
you're not just choosing anything to go on the back burner because you want it on the back burner. You're choosing those things to be what's second most important to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything that doesn't belong on the back burner is a non-issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's things that I'm neglecting. Like, I don't know. I used to be a tattoo artist. I haven't tattooed anybody since I started my own business.
You could tattoo me.
I'll never tattoo again.
Just kidding.
But I'll never tattoo again either. You know what I mean? Because I won't give it the time it takes to be a master at it. I'm a great artist for the most part, but I never mastered the technique of tattooing. And I don't think I would at this point give it the all in attention it needs to be, doing it well and making it worthwhile for people to give me money to permanently ink their skin up.
Yeah.
Going any further. I did it for 6 years. I sucked at it really bad in the beginning. I got really good at it as time went on, but I lost interest in it.
Yeah.
Mostly because people, the people you have to deal with when you're doing tattoos are a different breed of human beings sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult, especially when people want to show up drunk and high and all this shit. It's just like, yeah. This is gonna be a long 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know, or something. So I got over it. But it's little things like that. It's a non-issue, so it doesn't even get on the back burner because you know what? I don't need to give attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? But my family needs attention, absolutely. They just don't get 100% of the attention because I'm putting my 100% into something bigger and better for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the short term, and that's my goal is to make it a short-term achievement.
Yeah.
But in the process, they do take the back burner. So that's your all in, all out, or half in, half out scenario. At least from my point of view, is the all in is one dimensional.
Yeah,
it literally is. But the half in has two different perspectives. I think. You know, there's
really
your approach for being half into something, and then there's the result of making something a higher priority that makes you automatically half in on that. And that's the example we're giving. Is my family is kind of where I'm going half in, but enough to let them know I'm here. If you need me, I got you. I do things with them. I love on them. I care about them and all that. And I protect them, and they know dad.
Yeah.
But they are part of my half in process.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mean, neither of us really have relationship half ins, I guess, in a full sense, but sometimes we both have half in relationship things that are going on. But when you have to be all in a relationship, like you may be struggling already, you may not be able to communicate with your partner. You need to be all in at that time in your relationship. Something you told me more recently, you either grow together or you grow apart, really is how it works. And I mean, that's in a long-term sense. Like you can't be together and one of you be growing and the other one staying the same or not growing, or going downwards.
Right.
So
we would grow distant instead of together at the same time.
Exactly. For sure. And that's all aspects, business, life, education, things like that. But in the sense of being all in a relationship, like you're struggling, that may be something you need to work on, or maybe that's just something you prioritize. And that's not saying we're bad partners to our partners, but like my girlfriend understands that there's a lot I want to do within the next 10 years, and I understand she wants to do a lot within the next 5 years. She might have to be a little bit more distant in order to get those things done. Mm-hmm. And that's
part of her all in might be letting you do your all in.
And that's exactly.
You know what I mean? That's an all in is definitely a sacrifice. I don't care what it is you're going all in for. All in means you are sacrificing, right? Mm-hmm. You're sacrificing your family time. You're sacrificing your mental state, your physicality, everything. Because when you're all in, you're depleting all of your resources for whatever that one particular goal is. Yeah. Right. That's why it's important too, man. When you're an all-in type of person, relationship could be the killer of all things. I mean, how you hear it all the time about having a non-supportive boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or whatever is really detrimental to somebody's goals and dreams.
For sure.
Because if somebody forbids you or prevents you from having that all-in mentality, personality, and goal-driven mindset, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with, like,
who's going to help you?
You just want me to sit on the couch with you in this apartment for the rest of our lives? That doesn't sound very fun.
And that's a person you'll see yourself growing away from very fast.
Absolutely. You'll grow distant. So all in, if you're in a relationship, you both got to be kind of all in. I'm lucky because my wife is all in with me in the same direction for the same end goal. Mm-hmm. If I was doing this on my own without her, and she was just a stay-at-home mom or just had a regular job doing something else, we might have a different relationship. Yeah. We might not see eye to eye because she won't understand my stressors. She won't understand my hardships. She won't understand the things going on in the business when I'm just like, fuck, like what, I don't know what to do here. Yeah. And I won't have someone I could bounce ideas off of, someone that I could talk things through with, and that she would have the same level of understanding that I have. I wouldn't have that. And so it could be an uglier situation, or she could just be a really awesome person and say, cool, well, my all-in is going to be supporting and taking care of the family and having your back.
Yeah.
When you come home, I'm going to be ready to hear what your problems are, and I might help you come up with solutions, or I'll just be a fucking ear, or vice versa. If it was her doing it and I was the stay-at-home, that's very common to see these days too. Whatever the case scenario, both people have to be all in to whatever direction that all in fits.
Yeah, and
whether you're going
the
same direction or you're both making sacrifices in the relationship with the understanding that it's to the benefit of the relationship, right? Yeah. And then pushing each other for sure. You need somebody that's going to drive you, right? When I say, fuck this, I quit, Kayla's right there being like, no.
Yeah.
You would never let me do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then I got to check myself like, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
But I promise you will do that a fucking 100 times before you reach your end goal. You will quit 100 times before you get there. Mm-hmm. I quit sometimes daily these days. I'm not even joking.
It's true.
It's just the way, but I know that quit doesn't really live in me. Yeah. That's why I say that out loud, because I'm trying to like trick myself. Like, I'm done. This enough.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, for some fucking reason, I embrace this pain and I want more of it, because if this pain leaves, then I know everything's over.
Yeah.
So as long as the pain is still there, then at least I know I still have everything.
Isn't that the weirdest thing ever?
Oh, fuck yes. It's such a mind fuck.
It really is.
It's the most psychologically like damning thing I've ever experienced in my life, bro.
It makes me wonder what other people think. Like if they feel the same way. Is that pain like that you thrive for just like, is that something everybody wants?
Seek pain, right? That's what they seek the pain. Like especially in bodybuilding, that's one of the most common phrases. Like seek the pain.
That's why plenty of people go to the gym every day, even non-competitors. Like
the more it hurts too, we're like, yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Like I'm in so much pain, so I did it right.
Yeah,
and it's just like. Yes and no. There's there's truths to that, but it is strange. It is strange because that's the reality of it is, right? Nothing good ever comes from something easy.
Yeah.
So we automatically attribute pain and hard work and struggle and obstacles with accomplishment. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's normal to do that because that's the calculus that leads up to that accomplishment or the goal is all those factors playing in, but there's always going to be stress. There's always going to be pain and strife and struggle and all that shit. And on the other side of that is where all the good shit is. Mm-hmm. If we never go through these pains and these struggles, we won't see our true potential and we won't be able to accomplish the things we're trying to accomplish. So it's a psychological fucking game. You got to play with yourself though.
Yeah.
And one thing that I find that helps me to stay with my all-in mentality is to constantly, like I study and read books of people who have done it, because then you get it like, man, they did it.
Yeah.
And everyone's telling the same story, right? I got here through the struggle.
Yeah.
I kept going through hell. I didn't stop in hell. I kept going through it. And that's how I got to the other side. So it's like when you can be reassured and constantly reminded like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
But this is how you get it. It kind of helps.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you purposely look for the pain because you're like, look, this isn't hurting enough. This can't be right. I might have to push harder. And that's a good mentality to have because pushing harder might just help you get there further or faster than normal. But for some reason, as human nature goes, we seek pain.
Yeah.
Those of us who have true goals and ambitions, we seek the pain. We want it because we feel like there's more accomplished through that.
I feel, and this is a little off topic, but I feel, and it is definitely a mental thing, but people who experience trauma early on in their lives end up going and seeking that pain more frequently than people who don't experience as much trauma.
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting, and I'd like to do a little more research into that, and I'll have to let you guys know, because that's a cool one for me to think about, like, because I know a lot of people that haven't experienced much trauma or had to go through much, and I know some people that actually like seek that pain that didn't go through that trauma, but some people that don't. But I very often don't see people who went through trauma and don't seek that pain again, or seek some sort of pain again. Like, that's pretty rare to see. So
I think it's the difference of people who know and understand what the end result of pain means.
Yeah.
There's those who will sit and wait for the pain to subside.
Yeah.
And then there's those who would just grind through the pain to get through it faster.
Yeah.
And better. So yeah, you see, it's that same concept we've talked about before, where like people grow up, like where I come from, people grow up and their number one excuse is, well, I'm like this because this is all I've ever known.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what I know, it's how I grew up. And it's just like, yeah, but some of us are like, well, I'm the way I am, which is the opposite of what you are, for the same fucking reason. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that was too much pain to go through. There better be a fucking reward. So like, I need to go find it because I went through it.
It's a whole different mindset.
And there was nothing on the other side. So like, I need to seek more pain to find the right end goal, because there was no accomplishment through the pain that I went through unwillingly.
Yeah.
Now I'm willingly going through it because I know there's supposed to be a greater end result. And where most people's thought process is like, wow, this is all I know.
That's a perfect
It's how we grew up. You know what I mean? So it has something to do with that psychology, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should look into that and maybe
make another podcast.
Follow up. Yeah. We'll follow up on that. But yeah, I don't know how much more we can really expand on this topic. Really, I just wanted to touch base on a great topic you brought to the table. And I know where your mindset was around it because you just got done playing that game.
Yeah.
So hey, this is just us talking our shit about what we go through, what we understand, and things that maybe we want to understand better. So as always, we fully welcome feedback. We want comments. We want people to like and share, our modcast with other people and help promote this to the best of your ability. We'd appreciate it. And we want to communicate and engage with some people out there that are watching this stuff and ask us questions, whatever. We're also looking for guests to come on to this show with us. So if you have any topics that you want to cover, even if it's not something we're subject matter experts in, it might make for a great show for us to learn it with you, explaining it and talking about it. And then we can ask all the questions that maybe you've always wanted to have people ask you about it. So we welcome that. We want people to come on with us, local entrepreneurs, business owners, athletes. It doesn't matter what genre of fitness you're in. If you're just into fitness, we'd love to have you on and talk anything related. It's something about everything. We're down for it. We want to learn it all. We want to engage people and have guests on the show and whatnot. So I think we covered it for the most part and kind of got the basis of it down. Deion, if there's anything you want to add?
No, I thought that was a very, very good and productive podcast.
You talked a lot.
I like the topic. I like that topic a lot. It makes you think. I hope these people that watch, our fans and people that enjoy listening actually take a deep dive and think about some of the things that we brought up in general. Do you like that pain? I'd like to know that. Comment down below and let us know how you feel about what we've said today. So
yeah, I like that. Do you like pain?
Yeah.
Tell us about it, right?
Tell us about it, please.
What's your pain?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then just make sure you're following us on Instagram. I'm at HNI. I'm the manager over there. It's HNI _nutrition on Instagram, and then HNI nutrition at Facebook. So yeah.
Also check us out at illegal _ culture brands on Instagram. And then from there you can find mine and Deion's page. Deion.Larry, illegal _CEO.
Yeah.
Give us follows, likes, share, support our business. especially on the retail side with the way the economy is.
For sure.
We appreciate it. We welcome it. And we're doing a lot of big things in our company to kind of change the diversity of our culture and really expand and build on what we got going on. It's hard times for everybody right now. Retail is hurting for everyone, including us. At the gym, like I continue to say, we're doing great because we sell a service there. But all the support is needed and welcomed and super, super appreciated. I know not just from me as the owner, but from Deion for job security as the manager of the place and as people that he has to look after under him to make sure they get paychecks and whatnot. Yep. We're looking for ways we can offer better service, and we welcome anybody's feedback, shit talk, and whatever it is that you offer. I guess we'll just be back next week with another one.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys' time. We appreciate you giving a listen and checking us out. And honestly, comments, feedback, questions, we want it all.
Yep.
So do it. And I think the next one we're going to try to get a guest on. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll get everybody back to our YouTube page real quick here.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, guys.